Think, especially if you're north and west of the city, we may start seeing some scattered storms and showers even just firing up around the noon hour. But for the city, mainly between 5 and 8 p.m. is I think when we'll start to see that line of gusty thunderstorms roll right on through the region. So let's take you through it. We'll start off with just a rundown once again of our next weather alert. Widespread storms return to the area. We had a few pop-up storms this weekend, and even in those pop-up storms, we had flash flood warnings because we've just had so much moisture in the atmosphere, and it's not going anywhere, unfortunately. Heavy rain with any storm that fires up late today. Storms are going to do what we call training, which means they move over the same area as storms fire up. They rain themselves out. Another one forms in the same spot, just moving over the same spot like train cars on the same track, basically. So if you get stuck under one, you may be stuck under storms for an extended period of time. Those spots will have the best risk, basically, for flash flooding today. We have a low-end risk of severe wind gusts. Again, not a pronounced risk for severe weather, but a level 1 out of 5, which means severe weather is a concern. I think flash flooding is going to be the bigger threat here today, but this is mainly starting at noon through about 10 p.m. and any of those severe wind gusts could bring power outages. But flooded roads, closed roads, and again, potentially fast rising floodwaters, the biggest threat with these storms today. So right now it's warm, it's kind of cloudy, and boy, is it humid outside. It's one of those days where you feel like you kind of have to part the curtains of air when you walk outside. The dew point in the mid 70s, waking up to the upper 70s. Winds are light, southeasterly, and starting to feed in more warmth and humidity out ahead of our advancing cold front. 85 degrees outside today, that's our high. We're going to see the heating kind of cut off as showers and storms start to develop midday, but it's going to feel like the 90s with the high humidity. The shore, probably your best bet today to kind of evade the storms and beat the heat a little bit, especially if you're in the ocean. It is humid there, but it should be dry until tonight. Lehigh Valley, storms will fire up a little bit sooner. So north and west, these are the areas that'll have the greatest risk for storms later on this afternoon. Here's a look at the setup, and this is the cold front all the way back here, but showers and storms will start to blossom with the heat and humidity by about noon, especially to the northwest. The front just provides an extra little bit of lifting, which could help to intensify these storms even more later on today. And we're watching this cluster of thunderstorms moving up through the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area. This may clip the Poconos and Interstate 80 here as we go through the morning before that starts to lift on north. But all these counties shaded in green are under a flood watch from later this afternoon right into the overnight hours. This goes until 2 a.m. for most of the area, and it's an indication that not only flash flooding, but also small stream, creek, and river flooding could occur even into the overnight. Flash flooding happens basically as the rain is falling, but flooding tends to happen after the storms already pass and could continue even into early tomorrow morning. So here's the timing. This is basically right now, showers and storms to the north and west, and then watch how these storms just start to really bubble up by about 1, 2 o'clock. This is 2:30. Heavy downpours with any one of these little prefrontal storms, and then it gets a bit more organized. Right here, very heavy rain over Chester County. This is an area that has had a number of flash flood warnings in the past several days, in the past week or two. Likely to see it again today. Storms are still very heavy and potentially even severe as they roll through the city into South Jersey by about 8:30. Delaware at risk at this time as well. And then this starts to fizzle through the overnight hours, but it's not going to go far. This boundary still hanging out off to our south tomorrow and will generate enough instability for scattered showers and storms tomorrow afternoon with the heating of the day, and starts to kind of lift back northward on Wednesday with yet another round for locally heavy, scattered but heavy afternoon thunderstorms on Wednesday. So we're just not breaking out of this pattern really at all. It's warm, it's humid, it gets even hotter by the end of the week. As the week progresses, it's to knock down the humidity just a little. Other alerts as the week progresses. We have one bright spot in the forecast, and it's Saturday. Chance to knock down the humidity just a little bit, and that's going to be our best chance to stay thunderstorm free.